Hey, welcome back to A-Aron Reacts. We're back for another Angelina Jordan reaction when she was very young. This is at the age of 19. Now, I think I'm on to reaction 112, if I'm not mistaken, for Angelina Jordan. So we're getting up there. And I remember her doing What a Difference a Day Makes back when she was 8. An iconic performance. One of the best I've seen her do for sure. Many of you also touted it that way, and so this is going to be tough to compare to, but she's a little bit older here. She's late 9 here, and I'm starting to get better at this and do research, and I turned off the audio and kind of looked through, and I see that this is at the same venue as where I had done a Fly Me to the Moon reaction. I had to go back and find my videos to try to remember what specifically it was. And I looked through the comments there, and someone had left comments on that video that helps us out here. And so I'm going to read from those comments from Fly Me to the Moon performance here, which was actually the third performance in the 3 that she performed here. And it says she was actually late 9 here. So this was on 2015, November 17th. Okay, and so, her birthday's in January, so she's almost 10 essentially. She was joining Prince Haakon of Norway on a visit to Brazil, where this was at the beginning, at the opening of a manufacturing plant by a Norwegian company in Brazil. She also sang "What a Wonderful World" and "Fly Me to the Moon." Now I changed their comments a little bit to incorporate, what a difference a day makes here. A few other facts for the benefit of other readers. This event happened, we already got the date. It was a paint manufacturing plant. The company's name is the one seen on the wall, Jotun. And those streamers seen all over the floor were shot out about a minute into the first video of this series where she sings "What a Wonderful World." The streamers happened before she took the stage. So it looks like this is the second performance at that event. And I could see right as she's about to go on stage that she's backstage here. And so this is What a Difference a Day Makes. Age 9, Angelina Jordan. Let's get right to it. You can hear them pop.
Ela vai apresentar? Pode? Vai, ele não. Vai, Quem vai, Angelina? Ou Angelina? Acabou ele como dirigindo,
What a difference a day makes.
Okay, I gotta stop there. So the backstage footage is so cool because it shows that she obviously she remembers what she was told in terms of when she goes on and so forth. And right as it was time for her to go on, she lines up just like she should. And this woman, who I'm guessing is the MC, I think I remember her commenting on Fly Me to the Moon, is confused, right? Like, no, I'm supposed to go, and the assistant backstage is like, yeah, no, you're not. It's let Angelina out. And what's also very cool to see is, she really is just such a professional because she walks out and immediately you hear the piano. And, basically it's just a quick intro and Angelina jumps right in. And she channels her inner Dinah Washington right from the get-go and we hear it. Now, the audio quality of this is not the best. And I'm going to see if I remember while I'm editing. Maybe as I hear myself do this, I will. And also it's time dependent if I have the time. I'll see if I can try to enhance that audio a little bit because it is not the best. I think I remember from Flight of the Moon it was the same, so I assume it doesn't get better. But yeah, and you'll have obviously the link to the original if I do that. But either way, I'm sure she's going to sound fantastic. And yeah, just a wonderful intro from the band, and then leading her in, and then she leads them back in essentially.
What a difference a day makes. 24 little hours brought the sun of flowers where they used to be rain.
So I'm hearing a little bit of a different tone than we heard at the 8-year-old version. I felt like she was more closely tied to Dinah Washington there. And with the sound quality so far, I'm absolutely preferring that one. But of course, she sounds fantastic. But she sounded not in a bad way. It's a different tone. I want to be clear when I say this that you don't think I'm criticizing the sound. It sounds wonderful. And you guys know I'm not afraid to criticize her. But it sounds a little bit nasally when she sings Sun.
Brought the sun of flowers where they used to be rain.
And it feels like she's using more of the head voice here, where there used to be rain, less Dinah Washington sounding timbre. So she's starting to come into her own already. Whereas before we saw she was really, really emulating Dinah Washington. I mean, it was spitting image. It was incredible. Here she's, I'm sure, choosing to sound more like herself.
My yesterday was blooming.
Still the same phrasing.
Today I'm a part of you, dear. My lonely nights are through, dear.
So good.
Since you said you were mine, Lord, what a difference a day makes. There's a rainbow before me. Skies above can be stormy. Since that moment of bliss,
I love that.
that thrilling kiss, it's heaven when you find romance on a menu. What a difference a day makes.
I could be wrong, but I don't think she sustained that last note that long in the other version.
Find romance on a menu.
I don't think
What
so.
a difference a day makes. And the difference is you.
Angelina Jordan, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, so in general, I don't hear a lot of differences in terms of, well, I don't hear any differences in terms of the arrangement. In terms of her phrasing and style, I feel like almost all of her phrasing is the same. I think that her tone and timbre, sounds more like her than Dinah. There are certainly moments where she's really sounding like Dinah Washington. Um, and there's definitely moments where she sounds much less like Dinah than in that 8-year-old version outside. Um, I think what's really particularly elaborating, but what's worth interesting here on this one is the difference this makes for those people in the audience, right? And the fact that this is, kind of opening up a plant and, this is the opening. And so what a difference a day makes, right? And to just hear and see, this lovely girl and You've seen her for What a Wonderful World, and she's back performing a second time. You just popped the streamers, and you could just look again at the audience, just like I saw with Fly Me to the Moon. They're completely mesmerized and captivated by her. And how could you not be? How could you not be? I mean, she sounds fantastic. Again, at the age of 9, there's like almost never going to be anything to critique. She's staying near perfect, and she's doing whatever the heck she wants. And we see just how much of a consummate professional she is here, starting backstage, and patiently waiting, knowing it'll work itself out. And then when her moment to shine is there, she just nails it completely. So yeah, this was really cool to see. It's always nice going back. And by the way, I've got maybe 5 more or something like that, and I'm going to continue doing them now. And then that wraps up all of what I've done and seen from her from, starting at age 1.5 all the way through the age of 9. So we've done quite a few at 6, 7, 8, and now 9. And so once I wrap those last few up, not that there aren't any more out there, but I think that's going to be the bulk of them, and we'll continue focusing on 10 and 11, and continue catching up forward while simultaneously following some of the requests that I get. So thank you much. If you haven't yet subscribed to this channel, please go ahead and do so now. There's a link in the description for a membership site on my website, and do check that out if you're an angel. And then again, we are I just put out yesterday a video, an announcement that we're rallying around Angelina. I think we'll put a link here as well to promote the same thing. Very soon, and probably the next couple days, we'll have some additional updates in terms of how you can contribute and so forth. But one thing you can definitely do is go to Amazon and actually review, leave a review for Bad Valentine and that. And I've got a guide in terms of just 10 easy steps you can do. So I'll include those here. And feel free to shoot me an email in ways that you may be able to contribute, or any ideas you have. Definitely would love to hear them. I'll put the email here, but it's aaronreactsyt@gmail.com, Aaron reacts yt@gmail.com. And we will catch you later. Thank you much.